Hey mates, and welcome to MtMtE. I'm your host, Blind Prime, and my co-host Cream the Cat has taken my chair from me. Cream, why are you in my chair? It's my chair. I want to use it. Yeah, go, go, do your thing. There you go. Don't knock something over. Don't! I told you not to knock something over. Cream, oh my god. What did you knock? You knocked over Bumblebee? Why does Bumblebee get... Why do you treat Bumblebee so? Oh, no, you knocked... Yeah. You beheaded Carnaback. Oh my. Oh, poor Carnaback. Poor Carnaback. We're going to set your head back on your body here, mate, and get to today's video. Here we go. Good Carnaback. That's a good Carnaback. Okay, so today we're talking about Heatwave. Heatwave the Firebot from the Rescuebots. I was super excited to get my hands on Heatwave because years ago, my nephew was born. And I want my nephew to enjoy Transformers like I've always enjoyed Transformers. So I got my nephew all the Rescuebot stuff, and I loved getting him the Rescuebot stuff. And so I was really excited to get a hold of Rescuebots because last year we got Chase, and Chase was in the running for best figure of the year. This was a good figure. Chase is a fun transformation. Chase is a unique figure because I think he's a unique mold. I definitely had nothing else in my collection that transformed like Chase transformed. And I was very excited about the Rescuebots. And I'm like, oh, cool. They're going to be either doing some major retooling or we're going to get brand new molds for these fun Rescuebots. And I am a person who was pretty stoked about the Rescuebots, but not after Heatwave. And in spoiler alert, I'm not really going to be shining too positive of a light on this figure today. Just be aware of that. He is, in my opinion, a letdown. And it's a major letdown because I was really hoping for a really awesome fire truck. An alternate mode fire truck that was really cool. And then he would be really cool in his robot mode. And he's all right in his robot mode. But I really wish they had chosen a different mold other than Bulkhead because he just doesn't fit the Bulkhead. He just doesn't. Bulkhead's not tall enough for Heatwave. Bulkhead's too burly for Heatwave. Like I would assume you're doing a major retool of Bulkhead and turning him into the Bulldozer. Whatever the Bulldozer guy was called. I could see a major retool of Bulkhead into that somehow. Or I don't know, but I don't think Heatwave the Firebot was the correct approach to make, and it's not as clean and crisp. You got Chase here, and he's clean and crisp. He's got this just great texture to it, great feeling to him all over. This guy is a wonderful transformer. I like Chase, and I enjoyed chasing Chase down because he was a Chase figure. This one's going to be a shelf warmer. Or a shelf warmer. I'm predicting that one right now. So let's compare him to Chase real quick, and then I'm going to get into him in depth. He is taller than Chase because he is the Bulkhead mold, and Bulkhead is a Voyager, and Chase was a Deluxe. So there's that difference there. He is definitely taller than Chase. Chase fits just below the top rim of the windows for Heatwave. Shoulder to shoulder, Heatwave's shoulder is definitely above Chase's, and Heatwave can you just stretch your arm over Chase's body? Yeah, you can. You can do the buddy hug. Yeah, they're buddies. So that's Chase and Heatwave. Let's set Chase down there and give you an idea of this in case you didn't know about my Bulkhead episode. Where is my Bumblebee? Here's my Bumblebee. Come here, Bumblebee. All right, so this is 86 Bumblebee compared to Heatwave, and the top of 86 Bumblebee's head goes just below the edge of the chest for Heatwave. Side-by-side comparison. Raise your arm up, Heatwave, so that Bumblebee can get in there. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. That is wild. Big difference. So that's Bumblebee and Heatwave. And Bumblebee, you just stay there. There you go. And finally, final comparison is Heatwave and Inferno, the other Firebot that I have. I'm not getting down my Optimus Prime for Heatwave. I'm sorry. If Heatwave was a better figure, yeah, I'd be excited enough to bring down the Optimus Prime. But these guys share shoulder to shoulder, almost exact, head to head, almost exact. It's just that Heatwave is a burlier bot, and than Inferno. Heatwave's wider than Inferno is. Other than that, they're almost the same. Oh, weight wise, Inferno and Heatwave are about the same weight too. So I'm going to set Inferno off to the side, and now let's go into depth about this Heatwave and talk about my pros and my cons on him, and discuss him in depth, and also let you know that tomorrow's Blindformers episode will be me transforming Carnivac, because I'm going to be covering a lot of like retools this week and repaints this week. We're just going to get a few of them out of the way, and so Carnivac will be tomorrow's Blindformers. So first off, articulation wise, this guy's got all the articulation of Bulkhead. They didn't change anything, so that's a positive / negative, because Bulkhead wasn't really that articulate to begin with, but Bulkhead also works for Heatwave when it comes to the articulation stuff. Now, what is their... Heatwave's all right. Texture-wise, we've got some good stuff going on here. We do have a lot of new textures, like the front of his legs down here have been changed from what Bulkhead had. The toes are different than Bulkhead's toes. There's not really much to talk about the foot-wise, because it's very lackluster on the texturing, which is sad. The same is the case for the legs. There isn't much texturing there to really talk about. We do have ankle tilt, which is always nice. And on the back end, we don't have anything changing about the rear of the Bulkhead legs. So we still have these legs, the back of them that belong to Bulkhead. And it's weird, because there's these siege ports and stuff that don't really do anything now. And it is... I'm a little annoyed by the fact that the back of his legs aren't even changed much. This is the most... This is like a retool and a repaint got together, because it's a very light retool and a very, very light repaint. So up here at the thighs, nothing's changed there. Probably some paint. The groin area, nothing's really changed there, except it is smoother. I will give the groin area has got some smoothness to it, and feels a little more rounded than with Bulkhead. Bulkhead's groin area was a bit more squarish. Then we come up here to the major retooling that occurred, and that's where Bulkhead's front was 2 separate windows and a bunch of other stuff down here. This guy's got just this big, long window that goes all the way across, and really cool feeling window. I like the window. I like the front of this vehicle mode. This is really nice. You know, we got this really cool window that was sculpted in here. We've got a new bumper sculpted down here with some lights and stuff. There's a lot of new sculpt work on this core area, and it comes together quite nicely. We do get some good stuff here. I like how these little beams kind of come up on either side, and then you have his head here where he's wearing a fireman's hat, and he's got some fireman goggles on and a mask, and he is decked out and ready to fight fires. Around here on his back, he's got a ladder. Yeah, and now I'm going to be more detailed about this ladder than any other YouTuber on this platform. Okay, because I've watched a lot about this, and you know what? I don't like it when people just say there's a ladder. This is not just a ladder, okay? This isn't just a ladder for alternate mode. This is a ladder for robot mode. That's something I'm going to make out specifically. I'm going to state off the bat. This ladder sits on its own, kind of just sits there. It's not really even much of a ladder. It's more like a step stool with how short it is. Let's see. Where's our Bumblebee? Where's our Bumblebee friend? Because he's the great example of shortness in this world of Transformers today. Here's Bumblebee. Here's the ladder. The ladder is shorter than Bumblebee. I don't really consider that a ladder. This ladder is too big for humans to use. It is the right size for Transformers to use. Like, Bumblebee can actually kind of... No, he can't. He can't really get his feet in there, but you get the impression. It seems to be like a step stool that Bumblebee could use in order to be able to type on Teletran 1's keyboard or something like that. I don't understand what's up with this ladder that only has, let's see, which way do you face it? Okay, so maybe that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rungs. 6 rungs, and 5 and 6 are too close together, and 3 and 4 are too close together. The only 2 rungs that seem to be decent are 4 and 5. and 1 and 2, and then 2 and 3, that area. It seems to be decent for rungs. But these rungs all suck. There's not much detailing in this. I don't understand this because now I could be remembering it wrong. I'm only human, but I could have sworn that the Heatwave Rescuebot, the ladder on his back was an actual ladder that a fire truck would have. And I was thinking this was going to be a squat ladder truck, or maybe even, dare I say it, a pump truck. We haven't gotten a pump truck yet. That would have been nice. That's what I was expecting. I was expecting Bulkhead's big shield, but instead of it being a shield that's cloth, it instead had pipes on the sides and all the folded up apparatus on it, or something, all the folded up hoses that are in the middle. And if you've ever seen a pump truck's just got some solid piping on the sides, and it's got a bunch of hoses inside of it. But mainly, it's just filled with gasoline powered pumps. It's filled with pumps that are designed to increase the pressure of water. And what do you want, Cream? I'm busy right now. Did you just come to stare at something like a cat does? So, is this better than the Bulkhead? No. In my opinion, straight up, no. This is it's a nice retool, but at the same time, it wasn't what I was hoping. It wasn't what I was thinking we would be getting, and understand that. Whenever I hear things described, I'm just left for my imagination. Unless you're really good at describing it, and if you're not really good at describing it, then my imagination will go wild. And for Heatwave, my imagination was thinking pump truck with a ladder on top. That's what my imagination had. Okay, and honestly, it is so annoying that we get this. Out of all the things to get, we got a stupid accessory that no one's going to be using. And no one, you're not going to use this in any part of your collection. I doubt anyone's going to really be using this ladder except to just put it on Heatwave's back. And that is a shame. I dislike this ladder. I think this ladder is now in the ranking of one of the more stupid accessories we've received. Now, coming over here to his arms, he also has these terrible extra weapons that weren't designed well and weren't quality controlled. These weapons are, he's got this thing here, if I can pull it off his arm. It's a double hose doohickey thing. It's got 2 hoses on it where you can shoot water. It's his little gun from the show. And on one side, he's got a siege port, or a peg. And then on the top, he's got a siege peg. And then on the side, he's got a little rectangular peg that sticks out. And funny thing enough, the rectangular peg that sticks out on one side is the only one that works. And it works by plugging into this ladder. You'll have to find the ladder, find the stupid cuts in it. There they are. And then we can just take this rectangular peg and slide that rectangular peg in there. There we go. And that's how you store that piece. And then, of course, we can take his other hand, which has the axe. It's not really an axe. It's more of a hatchet because of how short it is. I wish we had gotten a longer handle. Really? We couldn't have gotten a long-handled axe with this guy? Like we got long-handled axes with Optimus Prime and all sorts of other characters. But when it comes to a character known for having an axe, you just didn't give him one. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Now this other weapon is supposed to slide in and fit on the other little rectangular slot on the ladder. But this is one of those quality control issues where I'm like, this definitely needed more baking. And is that just going to be the thing that we constantly are saying for Wave 2 of Age of the Primes? Is that it just needed to bake a little more? This thing didn't need to come out yet. It needed to come out in a little while, in a few more months, whenever they figured out the quality control issues, because that's just going to be commonplace, isn't it? Gee, thanks, World Leader. Really appreciate that. Making my life so much more grumbles. So one of the axe doesn't fit into the hole that it's designed to fit into, and this double hose gun has 2 siege pegs on it. But sadly, we're going to turn around here so you can get to the siege port in the wheel, because he's got a siege port. That one doesn't fit at the top, and the one on the side, it's also too small. Neither of them were tested to see if they fit. The only one that fits is the siege peg inside that you can grip, the character can grip with their hand. Everything else about this gun is just absolutely terrible. This is one of the worst accessories. And this little axe is also pretty bad. I like it as a hand axe though. You know what? As a hand axe, this does kind of win. We get a little tomahawk hand axe, and isn't that nice? I appreciate close range melee weapons when we get them. They're always nice to get, but I just wasn't expecting a close range melee weapon with Heatwave. I was expecting more of a fireman's axe and less of a tomahawk feeling thing, which is that's definitely so accessories wise, they're pretty crappy. He comes with three of them, and they're each bad. They don't combine together. They they're just bad. I don't like any of them. I am deeply dissatisfied with Heatwave. Heatwave is getting a D. He's getting a D rank for robot mode. He's got decent textures. There was a decent retool, but the the lackluster retool and the fact that they chose the wrong core for him and his accessories just drop him down to D scale. I'm going to give him a D plus because I did like the bulkhead mold. I did like the bulkhead mold. I don't like the bulkhead transformation. The bulkhead transformation is absolutely grueling, and I wish they had fixed that part of the transformation. They did not. And this guy's transformation is just as it's just as pinchy as Bulkhead's transformation, and I don't like that. I don't like experiencing pain when I'm transforming Transformers, and without a doubt, every time I transform the Bulkhead mold, I get pinched by something or poked by something. It is not fun. It is not a fun one to transform, and that's a shame because I was really hoping that Heatwave here was going to be the better rescue bot. I was floored by how they blew it out of the park with Chase, and I was expecting at least something just as good as Chase, not something loads worse than Chase. So that's my thoughts and feelings on Heatwave, the rescue bot. Should you get it? Wait for it to go on sale. Don't waste your money. Try to get that cool shark. I wish, looking at this now, hindsight, I wish I had backed the shark instead of the Heatwave, but I really wanted the rescue bots because I got them for my nephew, and I wanted some really fun advanced Transformers based on those fun rescue bots I got for him, because I had a lot of fun just playing with him on the floor with him, and I was hoping to kind of get something just as cool, but more on the adult side. And that is not what I got. Instead, I got kind of adult Transformer with childhood accessories. It's a weird one. Like, I don't even, because Chase is so different. It's like you're trying something completely different with this guy than you are with Chase, and I just don't understand it. But definitely, I advise picking it up when it's on sale. Spend your money somewhere else. There are better Transformers out there. Until next Prime, bye bye for now.